Welcome back to the FIFA World Cup 2026. Tonight we take you to Seattle, where co-hosts USA faced Australia in a massive Group D clash. The USA had already opened with a stunning 4-1 win over Paraguay, while Australia also picked up 3 points in their opener. Both teams arrived confident, but only one would leave with all 3 points and an early ticket to the knockout stage. Here's something that made this match even more interesting. USA were without their biggest superstar, Christian Pulisic, who wasn't fully fit to start. But coach Mauricio Pochettino trusted his squad depth, setting his team up with 2 strikers up front, designed to stretch Australia's back 3. It was a bold gamble, and it paid off almost instantly. The match kicked off with the home crowd roaring at full volume. In just the 11th minute, Folarin Balogun drove hard down the line and whipped a dangerous ball across goal. Australian centre-back Cameron Burgess, trying to clear it, could only turn the ball into his own net. USA 1, Australia 0. The Seattle crowd erupted. Pochettino's game plan was already working, and Australia looked rattled early. From there, the USA completely controlled the tempo. Australia looked sluggish, struggling to win second balls or get any foothold in the game. Then, right at the end of the first half, came the moment that sealed Australia's fate. A USA free kick was worked into the box. The initial effort was blocked, but the ball fell perfectly for 21-year-old Alex Freeman, son of former NFL star Antonio Freeman, who powerfully headed it home for his first-ever World Cup goal. The assistant referee initially flagged offside. The stadium held its breath, but after a VAR review, the goal was given. USA 2, Australia 0. Right before halftime, the stadium roared back to life. At halftime, Australia coach Tony Popovic made a bold move, 3 substitutions at once, trying to change the game's momentum. And credit to Australia, the second half was a completely different story. They came out with far more energy and urgency. Substitute Nestri Irankunda, who had already scored against Turkey in their opener, looked lively and direct. Christian Volpato also came on and linked up play much better. But even with all that pressure, Australia simply couldn't find the breakthrough. They managed just 3 shots in the entire second half, with a combined expected goals value of only 0.32, meaning statistically, they were never truly close. USA, content to defend as a unit, managed only 1 shot themselves. They didn't need more. Their defense recorded a clean sheet for the first time in 10 matches, stretching back to a September friendly against Japan. There was even a funny moment late on. Referee Felix Zwayer suddenly went down with cramp. Players from both teams, USA's Folarin Balogun and Australia's Aidan O'Neill, rushed to help stretch his leg, and he was eventually given pickled juice to fight the cramping, a classic athlete's trick. The whole stadium watched in amusement. As the match wound down, things got slightly feisty. Australia's Jackson Italiano picked up a yellow card in the 89th minute, and USA's Chris Richards followed with a booking deep into stoppage time. 6 minutes were added, and Australia threw everyone forward, at one point cramming 6 players into the box chasing an equalizer. But it was too little too late. Final whistle, USA 2, Australia 0. This win was massive for American football history. USA became the second team in this World Cup, after Mexico, to qualify for the knockout stage, doing it with an entire group game still left to play. It was also the first time since 1930 that the United States had won their opening 2 World Cup matches. And in a quirky footnote, USA became the first team ever to benefit from an own goal in back-to-back World Cup matches. After the game, Pochettino was beaming, calling it a fantastic performance and praising his squad's depth despite missing Pulisic. He even paused mid-interview to acknowledge fans chanting his name, raising his fists to the crowd. Australia's Tony Popovic was honest in defeat, admitting his team looked sluggish and heavy-legged early on, while also hinting at frustration over that contested VAR-reviewed goal. What a night for football in Seattle. An own goal, a VAR drama, a refereeing cramp, and a coach celebrating with his fans. This match had it all. Australia still has hope heading into their final group game, but for USA, the co-hosts' dream is alive and growing. 2 wins, 6 points, top of the group, and a nation falling in love with this team all over again. That's all from Seattle. The USA marches on.